Hello and welcome to today's United Kingdom Talk. I'm a little bit excited at the moment, boys and girls, because I'm going to visit my sister for a few days. Excitement is building once again. I shall be reunited with my dear Skin and Blister. Incidentally, those of you that are not in the UK are wondering what Skin and Blister means. That's like slang for sister. See, Skin and Blister, sister. Oh, we got loads of those here in the UK. What's a cup of tea? A cup of Rosie Lee. It's English Cockney. Now, I have to tell you, I am not a Cockney, okay? I am from South London. Cockneys are from East London. But it is quite similar. We don't really have sayings like that, eh? We don't. What other ones? Dog and bone, phone, all things like that. A little bit of rhyming slang, it's called. Anyway, going to visit my sister only for 3 days at the weekend, so there will be no live show on Monday, okay? The live show on Monday will not happen. Also, my squish shows on Monday and Tuesday won't happen either. Now, if you're wondering what on earth I'm talking about, we do a live weekly show, but it won't be happening on Monday. So what date is that? Oh, hang on. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19th. Is it Monday the 19th? Is it? I haven't got a calendar here. Oh well, no live show on Monday the 19th while I'm visiting my sister. I suppose that'll cost me an arm and a leg again. I always seem to be able to get rid of lots of money while I'm up there. What's all that about? You know, I'm sure those children, they just wait for me to appear. And then when I'm not looking, it all goes, dear. It's all missing again, dear. And I should be looking forward to going to a little pub called the Royal Oak, where we usually have a meal up there when I'm there. And more importantly than visiting my sister, dear, my niece and my 2 nephews. Yes. Actually, I was on the phone to my sister yesterday. And I was saying, what's Tracy doing? Tracy's my niece. Oh, she's sitting next to me. I said, what do you mean she's sitting next to you? Well, she is. Why? I said, well, why am I wasting time talking to you when I can be talking to my gorgeous niece? Put the phone over right away. So she says, are you saying you'd rather talk to my niece, my daughter, rather than me? I said, yes. Put her on immediately. So I had a nice long chat with my niece. Yes, looking forward to that. Right, I'm just going to go straight on to this email, which has been hanging around now for a couple of weeks. I seem to start reading it and then I forget. Or I run out of time. I don't know what's going on there. It's the other half of the email from Jennifer. Hi, Jenny. All right, here comes your other half, darling. But not your other half as in your husband. Your other half of the email. Now, Jennifer has a farm. Yes. Old Jennifer had... Oh, sorry, I don't know how old you are, Jennifer. I just like... Jennifer had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm she had a cow, E-I-E-I-O, with a moo here and a moo there, moo, moo everywhere. Old MacDonald had a farm... No, sorry. Jennifer, she had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, too. Jennifer, she had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm she had some chickens, E-I-E-I-O, with a cluck cluck here and a cluck cluck there, here a cluck, there a cluck, everywhere a cluck cluck, moo moo here and a moo moo there, moo 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 everywhere. Jennifer, she had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Jennifer, she had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm she had some sheep, E-I-E-I-O, with a bear here and a bear there, here bear, there bear, everywhere bear. What is it next? Cluck cluck here and a cluck cluck there, here a cluck, there a cluck, everywhere a cluck cluck, moo moo here and a moo moo there, moo 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 everywhere. Jennifer, she had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. How many verses do you want, dear? Huh? I could go on all afternoon with that one, dear. Oh, I like that. Don't you like nursery rhymes? What's your favourite nursery rhyme? Have you got one? Eh? Come on, what's your favourite nursery rhymes? Do let us know. There is an email address for this programme. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Incidentally, we're back in the studio today. It's a little bit peckish out. It's a little, no, not peckish. Peckish is eating. It's a little bit chilly outside today. But I have, however, bought in a few lovely daffodils sitting next to me on the desk. Oh, it just no expense spared for you, my dears. Eh? There is no expense spared for you. Now, can I get to the email, please? Stop rushing me. We'll get there in the end. Who is it? I have many pets, or should I say a farm, Jennifer says. I personally have, are you ready for this? 5 cats, a guinea pig, 3 horses, 3 chickens and a dog. Blimey, how do they get on together? How do the cats get on with the chickens? Surely they're chasing them all the time, aren't they? I've been accused of chasing chickens before, but I won't have any of it. I'm not chasing chickens. Too young. Eh? I can imagine a dog getting on with the cats, but the cats getting on with the guinea pig and the chickens, I don't know about that. How do you work that? Are the chickens like in a pen? What is it? A cage? Are they in a coop? Isn't it a coop? Are they in a chicken coop? Are they? I hope they've got I hope they've got a large area to run around in. I don't like chickens in cages. I'm sorry. I don't like any animals in cages, zoos or anything like that. I really don't like that. I even don't like, and you'll be surprised at this, I even don't like goldfish in a bowl. They just swim round. I mean, you try it yourself at home. Come on, get up out of that lazy chair of yours and start walking around the room in a circle and see how long you can do it for without getting bored. Huh? Now think what a chicken has to go through. Not a chicken. Now think what a... I mean, if it's a small cage, it will be, won't it? Now think what a goldfish has to go through. Or tropical fish. Just swimming round and round in circles all day long, getting more and more bored. So next time you look at your goldfish or you sprinkle some food into the top there, you remember what I said there. That goldfish is probably bored out of its tiny mind, watching you peering into the bowl all the time. How would you like? Go on, get up and walk around the room for 10 hours. Dear me. Let them free. Set them free. Oh, set them free. Oh, I think I should have a campaign about freeing the world's goldfish. Where do they come from, by the way? Oh, my sister's got... I was just speaking to my sister about on the phone just before I came up here about her fish. She has a pond full of fish, and she had loads of goldfish and carp. And I said, how's the carp doing? She says, oh, I lost most of them. I said, well, how was that? She said, in the cold weather, apparently, and it was very, very cold here in the winter. It has warmed up now. But the pond iced over, and the ice was so thick that she couldn't smash it. So she's lost a lot of fish. Well, oh, it's awful, that, isn't it? They must have... Would they have suffocated if the ice was straight across the top of it? I suppose they would have done, really, wouldn't they? Awful way to go, dear. Dreadful. Anyway, back to the email. Oh, guinea pig. You got a guinea pig. We always had guinea pigs at our primary school. We always... Why do schools have guinea pigs? Why don't we have a dog or a cat or a horse? Strange, isn't it, really? My mother, however, has another dog and another 4 cats. Oh, cats. We love them. We love them. My best mate, Ronny, has just adopted a cat. Yes. His mum and dad found this cat. It hasn't moved in with him yet. But his mum and dad found this cat in a... Oh, where was it now they found it? I think he said it was found in a shed, possibly in his dad's shed, kind of curled up in the corner, completely emaciated and badly treated. It looked like it had been badly treated. You always know when an animal's... But excuse me, I've got... Do you know, I haven't got a tissue in here. My nose. I'm going to have to rub it on my sleeve. Just a minute. There we are. Oh, dear. Excuse me. Yes, apparently it looked like this cat had been badly treated and it was all thin and emaciated. Beautiful cat. Siamese. It's got little Chinese-type eyes. Beautiful cat, but it's so thin and emaciated. And we shouldn't really laugh at this. Do you know what they decided? I mean, it's doing all right now because it's being well cared for by his parents before it moves in with him in a couple of weeks' time because he's going on holiday to Mauritius with his young boyfriend, dear. Oh, yes, dear. Well, I shouldn't really say, you know me. I mean, my mate, he's 37. The boyfriend, 22. Or is it 21? One of the two. Shocking, isn't it? Age gap like that. 21 and 37. I've told him about it before. Terrible going out with people. A great big age gap like that. Get someone your own age, dear. What a liberty. Anyway, this cat's going to be moving in with him soon. And it will be, I know it will be well cared for. Because when my best mate Ron comes round this house, and he can make so much fuss of the cat, he's on, hello Katie, it's like that with a cat. He will well treat that cat. But, as I say, when it was found, it was in a very bad state. Because it was so thin, shall I tell you, I shouldn't laugh with it. Do you know what they've called it? Belson. It's terrible, isn't it? Belson, they've called it because it was so thin. Dreadful. And to make it doubly worse, my mate is Jewish as well. You know? Terrible, terrible. Anyway, so that's what they've called it. Have you got any funny names for your pets at home, I wonder? Or unusual names, anything like that? You know? I mean, if these things, I mean, on the outside of it, I mean, someone could be screaming now, oh, that's offensive to people. Oh, please, get a life, will you? Get a life. Someone has called his cat Belson. Have you got an unusual name for your pet, I wonder? Eh? I mean, my cat, Katie, is hardly unusual, is it? But what's the name for your cat or dog? An unusual name. Do let us know on the email. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Jennifer says, and we all live in one big house. That's her and her mother and all these animals. Dear me. Well, she said, not the horses. Well, I should hope not as well. How are you going to get horses through the door? Can horses come into houses? Do they sort of put their heads... No, they're not that high. Are they high? Could they get into a house? I love horses, but unfortunately they play real havoc with my asthma. I went to this thing in Florida when I was over there. I think it was Wild West Show or something like that. And basically you got this sit-down meal, very basic, and a horse, chariots and things going around this thing full of hay. And my asthma was really... I had to leave in the end. I actually had to get up and go outside. And guess what? When I got outside, there was loads of other people going... who clearly were having a problem with the horse there. But what beautiful, inoffensive animals they are, aren't they? Horses. Two of the horses are out in Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the rain, and the lazy sheep, what is it? Will store come sweet, and the wind comes right behind the rain. Oh, Oklahoma, every night my honey lamb and I sit alone and talk and watch the hawk making lazy circles in the sky. I should have become a musical or opera star, I think, don't you? I can do that. Jose Feliciano or whatever his name is. Who's the other big one? The great big opera singer. What's his name? Nessun dorma, nessun dorma. What was that he used to sing? And what's his name? Oh, I can't remember. Little beard he had as well. I think Italian, I think. All the best ones are Italian. Why is that? Why are all opera singers Italian? Huh? Let me see. Two of the horses are out in Oklahoma with my husband, and the other is here with us. His name is Casper. Casper the horse. Who, yes, is white like a ghost. Oh, you've got a white horse. Do you remember a programme on the telly called White Horses? La da 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 da. Do you remember that? White Horses? Oh, I must make a note of that. I must find the theme tune for that. White Horses. Beautiful programme. It was about these horses, strangely enough, you know. And of course, who can ever forget that wonderful programme, Black Beauty? Do you remember that? That was about a black horse. And Jenny Sewell, was it? Was that her name? I can't remember now. Story about a horse and its adventures. Fantastic. Black Beauty. They made a film as well. Look it up on the internet, dear. If you like horses, buy the series. Black Beauty. Oh, it's from the 70s. Yep, 70s series. The white horse Casper stays out on a barn about 7 miles away. My 3 chickens are called Americana chickens. Oh yes. But if they're Americana chickens, then the eggs must come out with a bit of cheese on the top, do they? Because what is it with you Americans that you have to have cheese on top of everything? Bacon, egg and cheese on top. Cheeseburgers. Beans with cheese on top. Chicken with cheese on top. Angel Delight with cheese on top. Strawberries with cheese on top. Everything in America has cheese on top. If you're in the UK and you've never been to America, you will notice that whenever you order food, doesn't matter what time of day it is or night, everything has cheese on top. Even in Starbucks. Coffee, please, come with cheese on top. Always. Iced bun, please, with cheese on top. The chickens' names are Pop-Tart, who is a sweetie and lays 10 eggs. Oh, it must be lovely having chickens laying your own eggs. I couldn't have a chicken here, dear. My Katie would go mad. She'd be out that way. Have you seen... I've seen the faces cats make when they get excited because there's a bird outside. Talking of which, I'm afraid to tell you, I found a load of feathers in the garden yesterday. There were feathers, and I didn't look. I thought, oh no, I'm not going to look. Do you know what I mean? If you start prodding away in your bushes in the garden, you're going to find something, aren't you? So I decided to leave it well alone. I probably wouldn't find a body, just a beak. So there'd be a beak somewhere, wouldn't there? A beak, you know, on the ground. How awful. Another one of her hens is called Dotty Watt, who is the mother hen and lays blue eggs. I don't think I've ever seen a blue egg. And Peanut, who is the alpha chicken, and she's the boss. She lays green eggs. Oh, what a multitude of coloured eggs that you have there, my dear. How wonderful to have lots of different coloured eggs. All we get here in the UK, I think, is brown and white ones, dear. How boring is that? I must look out for some blue and green eggs. I do notice sometimes they do have other eggs on, so like quail's eggs, but quite frankly, aren't they tiny quail's eggs like that, dear? You'd have to have 3 boxes of the things, wouldn't you? On toast. With tomato sauce, of course, and if you're in America, cheese on top. Eh? My 5 cats are named after foods. Oreo, who is a fat black cat with a white spot on her chest. Tater Tot, who is missing an eyeball. Oh, because he had cancer. Oh. Aren't animals funny? You know, when they lose a leg. I mean, how many times have you seen a dog with 3 legs? Or a cat with 3 legs? And they just get on with it, don't they? Aren't they amazing? We'd sit there and moan to high heaven, wouldn't we? And I actually have seen a cat. I always think I don't know why, it seems to be sadder when you see an animal with something missing, like an eye or a leg, and it kind of, or a leg, and you see it hopping along, don't you? Poor old things, dear. But they just get on with it. She also has a cat called Crackerjack, who is a black and white tuxedo cat, who is the biggest skittish chicken. What does he run away from people all the time, does he? There's Rocky Road, who's a new cat less than a year old and is so big and his head size has not yet caught up to his body size. And my favourite, Nacho, who I sent you pictures of already, and by the way, he likes to sleep with me. Oh, you're lucky there. Going back, let me think, 20 years, when before I moved where I am now, I had a flat in Wandsworth, which is in southwest London, and I had my cat Tiny there. She was actually a present for my birthday from my son when he was when I was kind of seeing him then, and she used to sleep in my bed. Yeah. Oh yeah, she used to sleep in the bed with me. And then another cat came along, JD. That was... Whose cat was that now? I think it was my sister's cat. I can't remember now, or my sister's husband's brother's cat, and he didn't want her anymore. So I took her in, and she used to sleep with me as well in the bed. This is before the asthma. I had no asthma then at all. Didn't have a problem at all. I didn't have it. End of story. And they used to get in the bed. But one day I decided to ban JD from the bed, because one day I was woken up by, she would climb in. She would climb in at night while I was asleep. And when I woke up in the morning, she'd be there. And you wouldn't notice her climbing in. Well, I didn't have anyone else to sleep with. I might as well have a cat, mightn't I? Eh? So anyway, I'd wake up in the morning and she'd be there. But one night I was woken up because this cat was pushing me. She was trying to push me over. I thought, well, I'm not having this anymore, so I got her out of bed and shut the door. And she didn't come in there after that. Well, she did occasionally. But now, I can't have the cats in the house due to, well, as I've said before, what I think is the asthma caused by the cats. I'm not convinced it is that, because also the asthma flares up when we get a change of weather, especially if we go from hot to cold. If it goes very cold, then the asthma starts up again. So I'm still not convinced it's the cat. I really ought to have some sort of tests, I think, to try and see what it is. But then again, on the other hand, last year in January, the asthma got so bad one night I had to call an ambulance out. It was bad, and that was frightening. And at that point, I had started letting the cat in the house again, so I'm not sure. But I am jealous, because while I was letting the cat in the house, she was actually sleeping next to me on the bed. And she wouldn't sleep at the bottom. This is Katie, okay? She'd sleep right next to my shoulder. And I could hear her purring at night. I wanted to... Oh, we love it. Just love it. My chickens come into the house sometimes, and they have to wear their diapers so they don't leave poo all over the place. Don't tell me they've got nappies for chickens, have they? Where do you get those from then? Do you have to make them yourself? Nappies for chickens? I've never had anything like it, dear. Oh, I love it. My daughter Dallas likes to cuddle up to them on the couch with her computer and Dotty Watt. I'll include a picture. Yeah, please send me a picture of your daughter cuddling up with the chickens. I thought chickens ran a mile whenever anyone sort of came near them. I always like to see the face on someone when they ask what I'm eating for breakfast, and I tell them something my pet's made for me, eggs. Oh, Jennifer, you write wonderful emails. Thank you, darling. Please, please, please send me a picture of people cuddling your chickens, because that surprised me. That has. I wouldn't have thought anyone could cuddle up to chickens. Love it. Right. Quick one here from the YouTube, who writes, who's this on? Pack Jim. Hello, Pack Jim. Who says, I've got a very good explanation for all the pondering questions you posed regarding the universe, i.e. movements of the planets, the moons and the stars. Yeah, I've said this on a couple of shows now. It just amazes me. The scientists talk about the Big Bang and how everything was in chaos, and now everything, you know, the fact that we're here on this planet is because the air is just right. There's plenty of water. We are just the right distance from the sun. We are just the right distance from other planets so that we don't get pulled out of orbit. And so, you know, and why doesn't anything ever crash into us? Well, of course it does. But don't you really think it would happen a little bit more often than it does? We're all hurtling through space, aren't we? God knows how many thousands and millions of miles away. And it just amazes me how everything just happens to be perfect for us to survive here. I cannot, however, believe that we are not the only beings for everywhere. There must be other beings on other planets, and how fantastic it would be to meet one of them, to share stories. They probably won't talk our language, but I suppose you can get by pointing and things like that. I don't know. There must be other beings in space somewhere, mustn't there? Eh? And Pat Jim says, here's the explanation. God. He is extremely good at his job and knows exactly what he's doing at all times. Always spot on perfect. He knew exactly what he was doing when he made us. It's called intelligent design. So thank you for that one, Pat Jim. Yeah, I mean, well, there must be someone holding it all together, isn't it? It can't just be chaos. I'm sure it cannot just be chaos. So thanks for that. I got news of a possible new job in Paris, of all places. One of my boss, who first brought me into the Belushi's group, actually, in Hammersmith. He then went to run the one in Borough, and he's doing extremely well. He's now off to run the one in Paris. And he's mentioned to me that he might like me to do an international karaoke competition all over, including the Paris one. And the Paris one would kind of be the first one that I do. And I think this is a very interesting thing to do. Something that I haven't done. I'm always looking for the next thing. One of my friends, James Dean, who has his own show, the Matinee Show, or is it matineeshow.co.uk, on which Suko regularly appears for about 10 seconds. Does seem to be getting shorter and shorter the time that she spends on that programme, which she has mentioned to me a couple of times. But don't worry, Suko, you can have more and as long as you want on my show. When we're on the live show together, Suko, feel free to go on for as long as you want. An hour, 2 hours if possible. What I could do is introduce you, Suko, and then I could go and do something and come back 3 hours later, and probably you'd still be rabbiting away, dear. Eh? Anyway, I'm always looking for the next thing, and James Dean says he's noticed that with me. I do tend to get bored if I'm doing the same thing all the time. And this would be very, very interesting. Of course, there is a bit of a language problem there, but I would try and overcome that. I certainly would try and learn a few phrases. Well, I mean, I can speak a bit of French. Bonsoir, comment ça va? Je m'appelle Christophe. I can speak some French, right? But I think I'd need to know a little bit more to be able to carry out a karaoke night in another country. So very, very interested in that. There is the problem, of course, of getting there and back in a day. Whether I could do it in a day or not, I don't know about that. That would be a little bit hard going to do the whole lot in a day. But we'll have to think about that. So I'll let you know anymore. I'm certainly going to go out to Paris and see the place as soon as he starts moving out there. All right, so that's that. Something else that's been suggested to me by my lovely manager, Vicky, who runs the Belushi's in Hammersmith, is she'd like to try a rock bingo night. Now, apparently, rock bingo can... do you know, I'm looking at my clocks here, and I'm not sure if I've done something wrong here. But we carry on, dear, we carry on. Yeah, rock bingo, it's like normal bingo, except you play bits of music, and on the bingo card, you have the titles and the artists, and as the music comes on, you cross off one of these, and it's a little bit, as instead of numbers. So that's an interesting thing to do. So 2 more possible things for me to try, and quite looking forward to trying both of those. Anyway, time for me to go, boys and girls. Don't forget, do join in by email. Always a pleasure to hear from you. My email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks for watching and listening. I'll see you on the next show. For myself, Chris Reardon. Bye-bye now.